Good morning, Side Hustle Cruiser family. Today is Monday, and we are doing a back-to-back. And so we've done one before. It was a different experience, and today we're going to show you exactly what to expect when you're doing a back-to-back rotation on Royal Caribbean ships. Now, if you don't know what a back-to-back is, it's the same thing as a consecutive cruiser. We had done the 3-night cruise with our family and had decided to stay on board to do the 4-night with just my husband and I. So we made it a 7-night cruise. That is called a back-to-back when you stay on the same ship. As you saw, they had given us a letter in our room the night before telling us exactly what to do and what to expect, how to cancel or settle our account, how to change rooms. And in our case, we were changing rooms, not staying in the same room. All the information that we needed. Daryl and I were fortunate to find our stateroom attendant for the room that we were moving to. He was in the hallway cleaning. He was generous enough to allow us to put our luggage in the room so that we didn't have to carry around any luggage with us. He went in, made sure everything was clear, and then he allowed us to go ahead, set our luggage inside while he cleaned that room so that when we came back, everything will be good to go. I really appreciated that. Once our luggage was inside, it was time to head to our destination where we were going to be meeting. As you can see, there were still plenty of people on board the ship. And our meeting location was the Star Lounge, located on Deck 5. Our first time meeting the other consecutive cruisers was when we walked inside of the Star Lounge, and we noticed then that it wasn't a large amount of us that was staying on board. As you can see, the lounge is pretty empty. I think in the end it was only about 30 plus of us that were staying on board, but this was the meeting spot for all of the consecutive cruisers. So this is the point where they gave you your new keys and they gave you any instructions that you needed to know in order to board. It was pretty cool to see how it went. You just sat wherever you wanted to sit, and the young lady will come around to you and bring you your new set of keys and gave you all of the instructions that you would need for getting off and getting back on board to the ship at the designated time. Now, while we were there waiting, they, of course, as Royal would always do, had some snacks for us to have. So they brought in some Danishes, some donuts, just some pastries and stuff for us to munch on while we were sitting there waiting for the ship to be emptied. Of course, there was coffees and teas and orange juice and water, the standard stuff that Royal would provide, but I thought it was a nice touch and a nice added effect to continuing our cruise vacation. Once the young lady met with us, she gave us our new room keys, and this is what was in the envelope. There was the new room keys as well as a card that said in transit in case you got stopped along the way.
We are still waiting for the zero count. Once we have zero count, we will go off the ship together, go to a terminal, do our immigration. It will be very quickly, and then you can choose back on board. If you would like to go ashore, you can go ahead. And also you will have lunch on deck 3 dining room at 11 o'clock. Your room will be ready at 11 o'clock as well. Please present your travel documents with you, your old SeaPass card and your new SeaPass card as well. For the guests who will change room on the next voyage, please proceed to your new master station when we start to the backpack drill. Also, please complete your Master 2.0 on the Royal app. We still have a few guests on board. Once we're ready, I will let you know. Thank you so much.
Now, once the guests were all off the ship, it was time for us, the consecutive cruisers doing this back-to-back, to get off the ship as well. And so this is the process that you will see. We left the Star Lounge. We went down one deck onto deck 4. What you'll see is where we had to walk off of the ship and check out just as if it were a normal checkout process. Absolutely nothing was different. You'll see us walk out, swipe our card to make sure that we are off the ship, because if you No, the ship has to have a zero count before they can let anybody board. So we did everything exactly the same as if we were getting off the ship. As you can see, it is 9:51 a.m. and we are the last people to disembark the ship for the day. Once we swiped that card, we were back into the terminal. I mean, it looks exactly as if you're not coming back. Check out the new employees getting on the ship. But we went through the terminal, up the gangway, just as if we were disembarking the ship, but without luggage this time, because in a few minutes, we were going to get right back on. We were back into the terminal, and the only thing we had left to do was to go through customs. Of course, they wouldn't let me video here, but the customs process was just the same. Show your face because we had passports, and that completes the getting off process, and we were able to return right back onto the ship. When we got right back onto the ship, we immediately went to have lunch, which was designated for the consecutive cruisers only. Lunch was in the dining room, one of the main dining rooms. And as you can see, the dining hall is completely empty. There are no other guests there except the consecutive cruisers. They had us all sit in one particular spot so that we were all together, and they gave us a special menu, which was a condensed menu, as again, there were only just over 30 of us. So here's that menu, and that's what it is like if you want to be a back-to-back or consecutive cruiser. Before you know it, we were sailing off and on to the next half of our vacation. Hope you enjoyed this video.